Good to be playing in front of a crowd?
Awesome to be playing in front of a crowd. Great surface in great condition. Like quite an intimate stadium, I reckon. The fans seem really close. It's been a good buzz around playing here, and it's good to see the crowd turn up.
The game goes to plan. I saw people throwing the ball around a little bit.
Well, I guess if the plan was win 2 from 2, I think that's a tick. So I'm pretty happy with that. But I think we could always be better. Samoa were really hard on our breakdown and slowed our ball up really well, and managed to get a few turnovers over there. So I thought our wide ruck was under a bit of pressure. But in saying that, we managed to get the job done and send Oatsy here on his way, which is pretty cool. So really proud of the week we've had, and the couple of weeks as well with the boys has been awesome, mate.
A lot of players got around today.
Yeah, look, it's when you assemble a squad of 26, 3 miss out every week. In a 2-week campaign, you really want to reward the guys that have been in the camp, and we got to do that today, and they got some meaningful minutes, so that's great. We need to do that because experience out in the middle is where you sort of do all your learning, and this team will be better for the experiences that we've been through over the last couple of weeks if we get the opportunity to play again some stage in the near future.
Glenn, you've gotten a pretty well over the last couple of years, I mentioned. He must be knocking on the door for higher honours as well.
Yeah, look, he's Mr. Consistent. He had some good moments out there tonight. Probably one that he probably care not to remember, but yeah, look, he's a consistent player. Got plenty of opportunity front football today to showcase his ability. His challenge, if he wants to get to higher honours, I reckon, is to push his head above the other 2 blokes at the Chiefs who are going to be featuring in the game after this. So there's some challenges there, but he's making improvements.
It's nice, compared to last week as well. Obviously, in front of a crowd, conditions are 1,000 times better this week. We're going to throw the ball around a bit and watch that.
Yeah, look, we got to stretch our legs a couple of times, and I'm a bit conflicted at the moment because I think we wanted a more clinical performance than what we saw out there. You don't want to sound too sour about it though, because to do that you're disrespecting Samoa, and they're a proud nation and a good team, well coached, and they've got some big things to play for in the coming weeks. So we're never going to get it our own way, but if I'll be totally honest, I reckon we were better than that. So learning opportunities, we grow and move forward.
Is it tough? You need to in many ways, but also you come together for 3-4 weeks in a year, you have a few work-ons, you disband, you come back together next year, and you don't have the opportunity to sort of keep getting better as a group.
It has its challenges. We really back our environment that it's a special one where, as Māori, we can come together and connect, on a deep personal level off the field really quickly. The challenges come from short preparation time, and sort of keeping trying to bring a squad of 5 different franchises together in a relatively short space of time, who all play a different style of rugby to come together and look like a really cohesive unit. And as you've seen over the last couple of weeks, at times it looks like that, and at other times it's a little clunky. So that's to be expected. We're just really more than anything grateful to be putting the jersey on and being in front of our home whānau and fans.
Ash, you're captain of the Lions for a few years now. Was there anything special about this?
Each one's a bit slightly different, and it's really grateful that I've been given the honour to do it for a little bit now, and it's something I don't take for granted. So I think each year's had its own little wee challenges, but I'm really lucky and grateful to be able to play the amount that I have, and the thing that makes it worthwhile is the people you meet. Managed to play with Oatsy now for a fair bit of them, and we've had some pretty awesome challenges, and managed to put our swing together on things, on how we think it should look, and Clayton's been more than willing to do that as well, and we all try to come up with something that's really special for us and our team, and each year is slightly different, but it's an amazing experience for me and the team, and if it's there next year or whenever, I'll still go with both hands. I'm really grateful for it.
Well, you never know with the way footy works now, but most likely, yeah, in the Māori jersey, yeah. Off to Japan at the end of the year, so yeah, I guess in a way it was. For me, I can't really see myself moving forward. Getting a little bit older now and don't really see myself coming back anytime soon. So as much as I love to stay and play for this team, but I think the realistic of the world we live in now, I just got to do what's best for myself and my family, and that's what I've done.
Teddy, this is the 7th season in with the team. Could you talk us through a little bit of your journey with the side and what it means to you as a player, and culturally, and what it's like to be staying as well?
Yeah, it's obviously very tough to leave, especially this team. I think for me, coming into this team in terms of the culture things and the things we did off the field, it's not new for me. It's something that I was brought up 24/7 pretty much. So the cultural side of it is number one for this team. Rugby just happens and we just come together because we're handy footy players. But being Māori is the most important thing. And for me, as a kid in our household, this was our All Blacks. I don't think people understand that. As if you're a proud Māori and you grew up in a Māori household, you speak to their Māori every single day, this is our All Blacks. So for me, as a kid looking up to this team, this was the team I always wanted to be a part of. And to be given the opportunity over the last few years and to meet guys along the way like Ash, and been lucky enough to know Clates very well over the last few years, and Colin Cooper got me in at the start. So I've just been lucky, man, to be in this team the last few years as a young Māori boy growing up. This is it for me.
A question for all of you. Would you like to see the return of Maori All Blacks playing the All Blacks?
That's the boss, mate.
Oh, look, we'd have to play a hell of a lot better than we played over the last 2 weeks to be competitive against the All Blacks, just being straight up. But again, when you're presented with that sort of challenge, I've got no doubt that these guys would present a significant one. Look, it's a congested window. They belt the hell out of each other regularly anyway. But it would be interesting. I don't think you'd have trouble selling tickets.
And just, could you talk a little bit about Teddy and his time with the squad and what you've seen from him, more so as a leader of the team?
Yeah, I look for both of them, and I'll probably put myself in this boat. We've been together in this team now for the last 5 years, and I think we've all grown through experience. So, Otiri, as a game driver, has really grown into his role, and that's probably been helped by, getting a lot more minutes in the middle with the Blues in particular, and he's brought all of that experience into this environment. Just a super calm, composed individual, which is exactly what you want from a game driver. And outside of that, just an outstanding example of a good young Māori man, humble family man, all those sorts of things. With Ash, I without sort of piddling in his pocket too much, probably one of the best captain that I've dealt with in terms of just the way he communicates, the way he inspires the boys and holds them accountable. Is quite inspirational and really mature. So he's probably going to end up being a really good coach in the future because he does our job half the time pretty well. The other thing I want to say about Ash, and I don't know if this is 100% correct, but after tonight I'm pretty sure that he is the most capped Māori All Black of all time. And when you think about the great players, we had Buck in here last night presenting jerseys, there's been some hugely influential rugby players pull on this jersey who have gone on to great things, not just in rugby but in life. And rightly or wrongly, Ash hasn't always been seen in the similar light to those guys, but I can tell you now from my experience, his influence is just as great as any of those guys. So well done, Ash, and well done to Otiri. We wish them well. And the next time they'll see each other is when champion Bay of Plenty team take on the Hawks for that battle.
Nathan, what now for
Māori All Blacks look like?
Always keep fighting for our space. You know, like we've been really well supported. I think over the last 5 or 6 years, we've had a program every year, even when there's been challenges around COVID and not being able to travel overseas. But we keep getting some games, and we're really grateful for those. You know, and as these two guys have alluded to, it means a hell of a lot to be able to pull on the jersey. And while it's great to be travelling around the world, it just doesn't. Nothing beats playing in front of your whānau on your own whenua here in New Zealand. And so we continue to be grateful, and you know, we just keep having the people that are fighting our cause at higher levels fighting that fight to ensure that the luxury that we have been involved with this team is there for future generations to enjoy.